The Republicans and the Democrats and the liberals and the conservatives and the NDP are allies. They work together. There's a single entity that they are all part of. Homicidal tendencies. I would rather vote Biden than Trump. They do a swap now. It's a GOP win. Trump is worse. Trump is only worse because of the perception, right? Like, once you understand, I'm just going to keep saying this. I'm just going to keep saying it. And I want this on my tombstone. If I leave one mark on this culture, if I leave one mark on this declining civilization, if after I'm gone, people look back at me and say, John was right, this was absolutely the case, it's absolutely true, it's still true, and everybody acknowledges this point of me, then I consider my entire life well lived. The Democrats and the Republicans are allies. They work together. The idea that you gotta vote for Biden or else Trump will get in is gaslighting. They are allies. They work together to achieve goals collectively for the system of capital. The game is, we are the Democrats. We are here to protect you from the evil Republicans. Oh, the evil Republicans. And we're going to actually do the things that you say. And then they get in power and do fucking nothing. Because that's their job. That's what they're there to do. They're the good cop. Right? And then eventually the populace goes, you guys are worthless. And then the Republicans come in and actually enact the policies. Right? They enact the policies that the death cult has always supported. So, if there wasn't this release valve, if there wasn't this good cop in the conversation, which is the Democrats, then the populace would get into revolutionary fervor a lot quicker, right? If it literally was only fascist king, and that's it, well, then the peasantry is going to be like, fuck this fascist king. Let's just organize revolutions and coups and like, fuck this guy. We don't need to follow his laws. We don't need to follow his rules. And so the innovation that capitalism came up with is, let's have secondary kings. We'll have the evil fascist king, right? Which always has been the Republicans. Well, and it was flipped before, blah, blah, blah. But there was always one party that was that, right? And then let's have a second party. And the point of that second party is that when everybody goes, oh, this fascist king, oh, instead of having a revolution and overthrowing the system of capital and being done with these capitalists, they can get funneled into secondary king, right? They can get funneled into this secondary group. And the role that the secondary group has is stasis. Just everything stays as it is right now. Right? So the fascist king's edicts and everything that he has done to regress the society, right, is now put in stasis. That liberals exist to put the society in a place of stasis. So that it stays exactly as it was. It doesn't develop. It certainly doesn't develop towards socialism or communism. It remains exactly where it was. Right? Which means that it steadily decays and steadily decays. Oh, they're so spineless. They're not doing anything. This isn't certainly a policy that they're following through on purpose. Right? And as it decays, people get tired of it. And they're just like, get rid of them. And then who comes in? The fascist king. Right? So it's always about, how do we get back to the fascist king? How do we get back to the fascist king? How do we get back to the fascist king? How can we invade Iraq? How can we destroy the countries? How can we do this? How can we steal as many resources? How can we enslave populations? How can we commit genocides against people? How do we get back to that? Because that's what America actually is. That's what it actually is. Right? And they know that if everybody finally comes to understand that America is a settler colonial state that uses extraordinary violence to commit genocides and theft and enslave populations, that huge sections of the population are going to go and overthrow that. And so they got to have a release valve. They got to have a place where people go, oh, not this. And who is it? The Democrats, liberals. So they're allies. They work together. And the reason why I feel like I have to hammer on this, and I'm going to continue hammering on it, I'm going to continue nailing on it, is because I have caught in myself, I have found myself forgetting that principle. When that is a central, core, foundational, fundamental principle. The Republicans and the Democrats are allies, that they work together, and everything they project outwards is just performative. In the exact same way that like a WWE match is performative, right? That they aren't antagonistic to one another. They're only antagonistic to one another in front of the cameras. That's it. They're villains in the same way that that Homelander and whoever that guy who played Bones is in The Boys are villains, right? They're villains in the show, but they don't actually hate one another. They're just actors, right? So there's like a layer of reality that has been put in front of you that you have been deceived into believing is reality when it's fake. It's just fake at the highest possible level. It just doesn't exist, right? That these guys, when the cameras are off and they're all in their clubs together and they all go to Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile island, right? They all have a good time with one another. They know what they're there for. They understand what they're doing. And so we have to remember that this whole bad performance from Biden thing flows directly into this Biden v. Trump, as if there is such a thing as Biden v. Trump. Oh, we gotta vote for Biden because Trump is worse. They're allies. There's only one party. There's only one party, right? And if the quote-unquote solution to all of these problems that we're being given is consistently vote for the Democrats, then the Democrats can just begin the series of regression down to Project 2025, right? That the system of capital just wants to do Project 2025, right? They just want to do it. Well, if the only solution that we're offered to prevent Project 2025 from happening is vote Democrat, well, then the Democrats will just do it by piecemeal reformism. So how do you want it? Do you want it slowly, in a slow trickle over time, or do you just want to get it over with? That's the only option you actually have. Because there is no lesser of two evils. Because there isn't two evils. There's just one evil with two heads. And like the faster we get to this as a public, and the faster we hit this, and the faster we recognize, and the faster we realize, the Republicans and the Democrats and the liberals and the conservatives and the NDP are allies. They work together. There's a single entity that they are all part of. The faster we get there, the faster we can actually begin getting towards revolutionary energy in a serious way. But as long as you look at any of these parties and think to yourselves, oh, well, salvation lies with them, bye-bye. You're cooked. You're done. You're not actually seriously in the conversation. Put it on my tombstone. The conservatives and the liberals are allies. The Democrats and the Republicans are allies. They only project an image of antagonism because it maintains the system of capital. Remember it. Remember it. Never forget. Hey there, if you liked what you saw there, you can find me at thecanadiancommie.com. I live stream at 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday over on YouTube. Just visit thecanadiancommie.com. You'll find me. Good luck out there. We're going to need it.